Okay, students. So now we shall start the new chapter, that is quadratic equations. So if you want to study the quadratic equations, first you must know what is polynomial. So first you must know what is polynomial. Clear? So let us first know the meaning of polynomial before going to quadratic equations. So polynomial is an expression of, that is the expression in the form of in the form of a naught x to the power of n plus a1 x to the power of n minus 1 plus a2 x to the power of n minus 2 plus so on to, that is an. Clear? So a naught x to the power of n, a1 x to the power of n minus 1, a2 x to the power of n minus 2 plus so on to an. This is called the polynomial, where a naught, a1, a2 so on to an are constants. These particular terms are called as constants. Here a0, a1, a2, a3 so on to an are called as constants and variable will be x. Clear? This type of expression is called polynomial. Therefore polynomial is that the expression in the form of a0 x to the power of n plus a1 x to the power of n minus 1 plus a2 x to the power of n minus 2 plus so on to plus an. This is also given by f of x equal to. So therefore the expression in the form of f of x equal to a0 x to the power of n plus a1 x to the power of n minus 1 plus a2 x to the power of n minus 2 plus so on to plus an. So here a0, a1, a2 so on to an are called as constants. So my dear students, in this polynomial we have first one real polynomial and second one is complex polynomial. So real polynomial and complex polynomial. Clear? So what is real polynomial and what is complex polynomial? See here a0, a1, a2 so on to an are constants. First thing, if a0, a1, a2 so on to an belongs to real number set, that means it will be called as real polynomial. Suppose second one, if a0, a1, a2 so on to an belongs to C, that is complex. If they all belongs to a complex number set, then it is called as complex polynomial. I think now you are getting what I am explaining here. That is first one, that it will be real polynomial if and only if all the constants are belonging to real number set. It is called complex polynomial if all the constants belongs to C, that is complex number set. Clear? Okay. After knowing the real polynomial and the complex polynomial, you must also know degree of the polynomial. Degree of polynomial. What is degree of polynomial? The degree of the polynomial will be the highest power of variable x. The highest power of variable x is called degree of the polynomial. I think you got all the ideas. Before going to quadratic equation, you must know what is polynomial. In the polynomial, there are two kinds, real number polynomial or complex number polynomial. If the constants are real numbers, then it is called real polynomial. If the constants are belonging to complex numbers, it is called complex polynomial. Suppose if you want to know degree of the polynomial, the degree of polynomial will be the highest power of your variable x. For example, if I write 4x cube plus 3x square plus x plus 1, this is equal to f of x. That means this is polynomial of how much degree? Of degree 3, because the highest power is 3. So therefore the degree will be equal to 3 of that particular polynomial. Clear, my dear students? So now for real polynomial, we can write it as 7x to the power of 5 x raised to 4 plus x cube plus 2x square plus x plus 1. You can write like this for real polynomial. For complex polynomial, ix to the power of 5 minus 2 minus ix raised to 4 plus x cube plus 2x square plus x plus 1. Like this you can write for complex polynomial. So my dear students, here before going to the quadratic equations, please note that polynomial is the form of f of x equal to a naught x to the power of n plus a1 x to the power of n minus 2, a2 x to the power of n minus 2 plus so on to an. That is called polynomial in that real and complex. If the constants are real, it is real polynomial. If the constants are complex, then it is called complex polynomial. And the degree of the polynomial will be the highest power of your polynomial. That means the highest power of the variable of your polynomial. That will be the degree of polynomial. For example, here the degree is 3. 4x cube plus 3x square plus x plus 1 equal to f of x. The degree is 3. Here the degree will be 5. Here the degree will be 5. Clear, my dear students? So from this you got to know polynomial, complex polynomial, real polynomial, example of the degree of the polynomial. By knowing the polynomial and the types of the polynomial, now let us go for the roots of polynomial. Suppose, see here students, f of x equal to a naught x to the power of n minus 1 plus a1 x to the power of n plus so on to an. If this is the polynomial, now if you want to find the roots of the polynomial has to be the equation. Are you getting my point? Because polynomial will be function. Are you getting my point? Polynomial will be the function of the form f of x. So if you want to find the roots of the polynomial, before finding the roots of polynomial, you must know what is equation. That is very important, because polynomial will be not equation. If the polynomial has to be the equation, then it should be in the form of a naught x to the power of n minus 1 plus a1 x to the power of n plus so on to an equal to 0. For example, 4x to the power of 3, 2x square minus x plus 1 equal to 0. Now this is one of the equation. Have you got my point? Polynomial has to be the equation, means it has to be equal to 0. If the polynomial has to be called as the equation, you must be knowing that it will be equal to 0. After equating this to 0, now you can find the roots of the polynomial. That is nothing but now it is called as equation. This is the equation of degree 3, or you also call it as, if it is not equal to 0, polynomial of the degree 3. Have you got my point? Therefore 4x cube plus 2x square minus x plus 1 equal to 0 is equation of degree 3 because the highest power is 3. Now let us know what is quadratic equation. Quadratic equation means if I write 2x square plus x plus 1 equal to 0, now this is called as quadratic equation. This is called as quadratic equation because the power of the variable will be 2. So if the polynomial has to be quadratic equation, the degree must be 2 and the equal to 0 must be present. Then it is called as quadratic equation. So now if you want to find the roots of this quadratic equation, then what are the roots? What you call for the roots of quadratic equation? That means the roots of quadratic equation are those values of x such that equation becomes 0. That means any value of x that makes this equation as 0 will be the root of this particular quadratic equation. Any value of x equating to this equal to 0, then it will be the root of that particular equation of order 3. So now if you want to find the roots of this, nothing but you are finding the values of x such that whenever I put the x values to this, it will be equal to 0. Those things are called as the roots of quadratic equation. Those things are also called as zeros. Those things also called as zeros of quadratic equation. Those things are also called as the zeros of quadratic equation. Roots and zeros are the both same terms used for this quadratic equation. The roots are nothing but the values of x wherever this equation becomes 0. Have you got my point? So that is called your roots of quadratic equation, and the quadratic equation is the polynomial of degree 2 which is equated to 0. Okay, now let us move for the next concepts. Now students, you got to know what is polynomial, what is equation, what is quadratic equation, what is complex polynomial, and what is real polynomial, what are the roots of quadratic equation, what are the zeros of the quadratic equation. Clear? So by knowing all those terms, now let us go for one of the problem of solving ix square minus 4x minus 4i equal to 0. By looking at this, you may get that it is complex quadratic equation. It is not real quadratic equation, it is complex quadratic equation. Now we have to simplify this. Clear? So to simplify this, I will take I term as common. See, I will take I term common. X square minus, it will be of the form plus 4i into x minus 4, that is equal to 0, because it will be 4 divided by I. If I take common, 1 by I can be written as plus I from the roots of complex, so that is divided by 1 by I will be plus I. Now take I to LHS, it will be equal to 0. So that is x square plus 4ix minus 4 equal to 0. So now how can you write x square plus 2ix plus 2ix minus 4 equal to 0. What is common here? X is common, x plus 2i plus, what is common here? I can take 2i as common term. From this I will take 2i common term. So what you are going to have, x as it is. Here you are going to have plus 2i. Why? Because see here 2 into 2 it will be 4. I into I will be I square. I square is minus 1. So it will be minus 4. For that reason I will take plus 2i as common and this is equal to 0. So therefore x plus 2i into x plus 2i equal to 0. Therefore that is x plus 2i whole square equal to 0. X plus 2i whole square equal to 0. So you are going to get x equal to minus 2i comma minus 2i. So therefore your option C will be the correct answer. Okay students. So see how to simplify this. Take I common. This is quadratic complex equation. This can be written as 2i plus 2i. If I multiply this 2 it will be minus 4. So take the common terms and write x plus 2i whole square equal to 0. Clear? So roots are minus 2i comma minus 2i. So option C is correct answer. Now let us go for the second problem. What is your second problem? The second problem is the roots of the equation. They are asking the roots of the equation x to the power of 2 by 3, x to the power of 1 by 3 minus 2 equal to 0. The roots of the equation x to the power of 2 by 3 plus x to the power of 1 by 3 minus 2 equal to 0. Okay, how can you write that equation? You can write it as x to the power of 1 by 3 whole square plus x to the power of 1 by 3 minus 2 equal to 0. So now replace this term as a, that is x to the power of 1 by 3 equal to a. It will be a square plus a minus 2 equal to 0. So you are going to get a very simple equation, a square plus a minus 2 equal to 0. So that will be a plus 2 into a minus 1 equal to 0. So if you write like this, a will be equal to what? It will be equal to 2 and minus 2 and a will be equal to plus 1. Clear? So a value is minus 2 and a value is 1. But what is a equal to? X to the power of 1 by 3. This is equal to x to the power of 1 by 3. Then what is x? Cubing on both sides. What you are going to have? X equal to minus 8. Cubing on both sides. X equal to 1. Clear? So x cube, x to the power of 1 by 3 equal to a, that is equal to minus 2. Now I need x term. It is cube root. So you multiply its cube on both sides. That means cubing on both sides. X will be equal to minus 8 and other x will be equal to 1. So therefore 1 comma minus 8 is your correct answer. That is option D. Therefore x equal to 1 and x equal to minus 8 is your correct answer. So please observe this very carefully. How you are going to solve this? Clear? You are replacing the a term as x to the power of 1 by 3. So this type of problems are very helpful for your exams. Let us go for the third problem. The third problem is the roots of the equation root of x plus 3 plus 1 equal to root x. Clear students? These are the four options. See, if I want to solve that, you are going to have root of 3x plus 1, that is equal to root x minus 1. So like this you are going to have. Squaring on both sides, what you are having? 3x plus 1 root of x minus 1 whole square. So that will be 3x plus 1 equal to x plus 1 minus 2 root x. So here plus 1 cancelled. It will be 2x plus 2 root x equal to 0. So here you have to observe this. Root x means it is rational, or sometimes it may be irrational. Clear? So here in these three options, no one is rational and no one is irrational. Everyone is a rational number, but somewise if root x, if you write, it may be irrational form also. Clear? So to the form of irrational, these are not going to be your options. Therefore your answer will be none of this. Why? Because you are going to have root x which can be of the form of irrational. Clear? So for that reason your answer will be none of this. But this is how you have solved with one of the form. But this type of exams, if you occur in with exams, this will be also very easy to solve, no problem. But another way of solving, you have 1, 2, that means 0 and 1 you have. You put 0 and 1 in your equation, you must have LHS and RHS as the same terms. If both are the same terms, then they are going to be the answer. That is what the roots definition tells. What the root definition tells? The root definition tells that your LHS term must be equal to RHS. For that reason, you have only two options, that is 0 and 1. You use 0 first and check where LHS is going to be equal to RHS or not. Next you use 1. Check where LHS is going to be equal to RHS or not. If they satisfy, they are the roots. If they don't satisfy, they are not your roots. For that reason, let us check. If I put 0, this will be 0. 1 plus 1 will be 2. 2 will be not equal to 0 for x equal to 0. Next, if I put x equal to 1, what you are going to have? 3 into 1, 3 plus 1 root 4, that is 2. 2 plus 1 will be 3. Is not equal to 1. So if I use 0, LHS is not equal to RHS. If I use 1, again LHS is not equal to RHS. So for that reasons, you can say that the particular equation has no answer in your in three options. Therefore your answer will be none of this. So this is how you have to solve. You can use this method also, or you can use this method also, no problem. Here you will get root x, that is irrational form. Therefore you can't find the answer for the irrationals in this. So that's why your answer will be none of this. Clear? Or you can use the second method by using trial and error. You put 0, check LHS and RHS. You put 1, check LHS and RHS. That is called trial and error method. It will be very easy. So therefore your answer is what? None of this. Okay students, now let us go for your problem number 4, a very special problem which was asked in these many number of exams in previous years. Clear? Why it is asked in these many number of exams, that will be in your mind. Because that is that kind of special problem where it can be solved in a second, where it can be solved in a more than 3 minutes, where it can be solved in a 2 minutes, or that kind of time. So let us also try in different types of solving this simple question. Clear? So for that reason, let us try to solve this in so many number of types. We also let us try it in 3 number of ways. I will solve this particular problem in 3 number of ways because this has been asked in these many number of exams. That means it is very special problem. Clear? Why it is special problem? Because mod x square minus 3 mod x plus 2 equal to 0. Why? Because this is special means the quadratic equation is given with the modulus function. The quadratic equation is given with modulus function. That's why it have this type of special category of asking the question in that many number of exams. So let us see, because we all know mod has two types, whenever x is lesser than 0 and whenever x is greater than 0. Clear, students? So first let us solve case 1. Whenever x is lesser than 0, if this is lesser than 0, this will become negative. Clear? Here it is having square, so that's why no problem, it will be x square. This is negative, negative into negative will be positive, plus 3x plus 2 equal to 0. So x square plus 3x plus 2 equal to 0 with case 1. Again factorize this. You must be very fast in factorization. Don't write each and every term. So it will be x plus 2 into x minus 1, x plus 1 equal to 0. So that will be x equal to minus 2 and x equal to minus 1. I think you got two answers, that is x equal to minus 1 and x equal to minus 2 for case 1. Then what for case 2? Case 2, whenever x is greater than 0. If x is greater than 0, this x will become positive, because mod has two terms. Whenever x is lesser than 0, it is negative. Whenever x is greater than 0, it is positive. For that reason, whenever x is greater than 0, this will become positive. So therefore, x square minus 3x plus 2 equal to 0. That will be x minus 2 into x minus 1 equal to 0. Therefore, x equal to 1 and x equal to 2. So how many answers you have now? You have 4 answers, because here minus 1 minus 2, here plus 1 plus 2 for case 1 and case 2. If you check case 1 and case 2, you will have 4 solutions. That means you got your answer, that it is having 4 number of solutions. That is what they want. The number of real solutions they are asking. The number of the real solutions of the quadratic equation mod x square minus 3 mod x plus 2 equal to 0. So for that reason, for case 1 it has 2 solutions. For case 2 it has 2 solutions. Totally it has 4 number of solutions. Option D is your answer. If you want to solve like this, you can solve like this. This is one of the way of solving. You must be very quick while solving. Therefore, you are going to have 4 solutions. Now let us try it with the second form. That means second type. That is, what you have, mod x square minus 3 mod x plus 2 equal to 0 you have. So how can you write this? Mod x minus 2 into mod x minus 1 equal to 0. Like this you can write. You are going to have minus x mod x square minus 3 mod x plus 2 equal to 0 if you simplify this. Clear? Mod into mod, this term mod x into 1 minus mod x, this term minus 3 mod x minus 2 into minus 1, it will be plus 2, so no problem. If you factorize this, directly you are going to have these terms. So now mod x equal to 2, mod x equal to 1. If you resolve this, if I remove the mod, x will be plus or minus 2, x will be plus or minus 1. So here plus or minus 2 you have 2 solutions, here plus or minus 1 again you have 2 solutions. So total number of the solutions are going to be 4. Clear? This is the second way of solving very quickly. So now let us see, without solving anything, how can you solve? Clear? If this asked, let us say in this year exam this has been asked. Here it has mod. If you have mod in your mind, you are going to have the definition of mod. What is the definition of mod? F of x equal to x whenever x is greater than 0. F of x equal to minus x whenever x is lesser than 0. This is the definition of mod. That means mod has 2 choice. Clear? So mod has two choice. This is the algebraic equation. It must have maximum two number of solutions. Are you getting my point? It must have maximum two number of solutions because of the quadratic equation. Are you getting my point? Your solutions may be 2 or your solutions may be the same solution repeated for 2 times. That means 1, 1, 2, 2 like that. If x equal to 1, 1 comma 1. That means 1 can be repeated for 2 times. 2 can be repeated for 2 times. Therefore, maximum for quadratic equation, how many number of solutions you can have? 2 solutions. Which is the function? Mod function. That is also having 2 choice. So 2 into 2 will be 4. That will be your answer. This is not your formal way. This is informal way of solving competitive exams. Without writing anything, you are getting your answer. That is 4. 4 is what? Your option. That is also correct option. That means this is informal way of solving. Informal way. This is not formal way. First 2 cases were the formal. Case 1, case 2. That was the formal pattern. This is also the formal pattern. The informal pattern, that is by thinking the concepts, that means mod, 2 choice. Quadratic equation, 2 choice. That means maximum 2 roots you can have. Function, mod function has 2 choice. Therefore 2 multiples of 2 must be your answer. 3 is not your answer. 1 is your not answer. That means, see here, mod has 2 choice. If 1 is repeated for 2 times, again 2 numbers, 2 into 2. Clear? Definitely it must have how many choice? 4. Have you got my answer? So 4 will be with the informal way of solving your solution, and this is your formal way of solving your solution. See in how many number of exams it has been asked. So for that reason, my dear students, you have to refer the previous year questions. If you are writing state level CET exam, please go for IITs question papers, whenever, in which states, West Bengal IIT or any IITs, Roorkee IIT, like that. How many number of IIT question papers are going to be come for that year? All that question papers you must be solved before writing your state level engineering entrance exam. For IIT, there is no other rule. You have to go for last 10 to 15 years question papers. The question may be repeated. There is a choice. If not repeated, no problem. You will be practiced with more number of problems. For that reason, please my dear students, make sure that you are going to be writing with more and more number of previous year question papers. Clear? With particular solutions. Solving them. You must get the answer. You may not get the answer, no problem. But you just go on solving. Clear? So previous year solving exams or previous year question papers are solved. That means you are going to have more and more confidence in your coming exam. More and more confidence in your coming exam. Okay students. Now let us go for the 5th problem. What is your 5th problem? Solution of x plus 1 by x equal to 2. Okay. If I simplify this, you are going to have x square plus 1 equal to 2x. So that is x square minus 2x plus 1 equal to 0. So if you simplify this, what you are going to have the answers? That is x minus 1 and x minus 1 equal to 0. Therefore, x minus 1 equal to, sorry, x minus 1 whole square equal to 0. So here x equal to 1 comma 1. So 1 is repeated. 1 is repeated. So therefore your answer is none of these. Okay students. So see here, this is quadratic equation. By seeing at this, you can delete the option B. Are you getting my point? So you will be remaining with A, C and D. Then you can try to solve, no problem. So deleting options is also very one of the important thing. That means by deleting the option, you can have the knowledge of why the question is not having option B as your answer. Have you got my point? In competitive exams, you have to be studying like that. Why? Because means why option B is not your answer. Clear? If you have that knowledge, then you will be improving more and more. Why this is not your option? Because this is giving 3 roots. Quadratic equation cannot have more than 2 roots. So that reason B is not your answer. Therefore in A, C and D you have 3 choice. Among that 3, if I simplify, you are going to have x equal to 1 comma 1. Therefore among those there is no any answer. Therefore option D will be your answer. That is none of these. So option D is correct for question number 5. Now let us go for your problem number 6. Okay students, in this problem number 6, the roots of the equation 3 to the power of 2x minus 10 into 3 to the power of x plus 9, they are asking the roots of this equation. Clear students? Okay. So to solve the roots of 3 to the power of 2x minus 10 to the power 10 into 3 to the power of x plus 9 equal to 0, let us see that can be written as 3x whole square minus 10 into 3 to the power of x plus 9 equal to 0. I will replace this term as a square. It will be a square, 10 times of a plus 9 equal to 0. That means a square minus 10a plus 9 equal to 0. If you simplify this, it will be a square minus 9a minus a plus 9 equal to 0. It will be in the form of a minus 9 into a minus 1 equal to 0. So a equal to 9 and a equal to 1. If a equal to 9, a equal to what? 3 raised to x, that is equal to what? 9, implies x equal to 2. On the same way, a equal to 1, that is a equal to 3 to the power of x, that is equal to 1. This implies x equal to 0. So you are having the solutions x equal to 0 comma 2. X equal to 0 comma 2. So therefore option B will be your answer. Clear? Okay. You see once, that is the roots of this particular equation. This particular equation can be simplified by replacing 3 to the power of x as a. That is, put 3 to the power of x as a. So you are going to have the solutions as a equal to 0 and a equal to 2. Because here this will be a square minus 10a plus 9 equal to 0. Therefore if you simplify that, you are going to have a equal to 9, a equal to 1. If you simplify this, 3 to the power of x equal to 9, x will be equal to 2. 3 to the power of x will be equal to 1. That is nothing but x equal to 0. So x is 0 and 2. So therefore 0 and 2 is your answer for your question number 6. Okay students. Now let us move for 7th question. That is x square plus y square equal to 25, xy equal to 12. Then what is x? They are asking. Clear? X square plus y square equal to 25. Then what is x? They are asking if xy equal to 12. So that for that reason, how can you simplify this? Y will be 12 by x. Y will be 12 by x. In the place of y, you write this. So it will be x square plus 12 by x whole square equal to 25. So therefore, if I simplify this, x square plus 144, this will be divided by x square equal to 25. Further, if you simplify, x raised to 4 plus 144 equal to 25, x square it will be. So therefore, x raised to 4 minus 25x square plus 144 equal to 0. This much you are going to have. So for that reason what I will do, it is in the form of x raised to 4. I will write x square equal to a. Clear? I will write x square equal to a. So it will be in the form of a square minus 25a plus 144 equal to 0. So now if I simplify this, I will write it as x square equal to a, where this can be written as a minus 16 into a minus 9 equal to 0. A minus 16 into a minus 9 equal to 0. So now a equal to 16 and a equal to 9. This implies a is what? Equal to x square. Then x will be equal to what? Plus or minus 4. Here x square. X will be what? Plus or minus 3. So your answer will be option C. Because see here, if I simplify this, you are going to have like this. There is no need of writing all these terms. Directly you can write this. Clear? You can reduce these two steps and directly write like this. From this you can write this. Therefore x equal to plus or minus 4 and x equal to plus or minus 3 are going to be the answers for x for this particular equation. Therefore option C is your answer. Because here x square plus y square equal to 25, xy equal to 12, then they are asking x. So here there are the 4 options, 3, 4, 3, minus 3, c equal to 3, 4, minus 3, minus 4, minus 3, minus 3. This is formal way of solving. Clear, my dear students? This is formal way of solving your particular question. Now let us look. This is given by the examiner. There are 2 equations. These are the 4 options in which they have given 3, 4, minus 3. That means you have 3 choices. 3, 4, minus 4, minus 3. You have 4 choices. Clear? So you use all these 4 in your this particular term. Are you getting my point? You use all 4 in this particular equation. If LHS and RHS are going to be equal, then that is going to be your particular answer. Or here you can use 3 square, 9, 4 square, 16, 9 plus 16, 25. Clear? So here only you can use the terms which are given in your all 4 options. In all 4 options you have 4 choice. That is 3, 4, minus 3, minus 4. All those terms you can check here by substituting x value and y value. You put x value 3, y value 4. You will get 25. You put x value 4, y value 3. Again you will get 25. That means x can be 3 as well as x can be 4. That means x can be minus 3 as well as x can be minus 4. That means it has 4 solutions. So from this, if I ask y equal to question mark, then what is your answer? Clear, students? For x, you can solve by formal way. In the informal way, as I said, put x value and y value, substitute, check LHS equal to RHS. It is going to be 25 or not. That means 3, 4, 3 square 9, 4 square 16, 9 plus 16, 25. 3, 4, 3 into 4, 12. No problem. Now exchange the terms. 4, 3. 4 square 16, 3 square 9. Minus 4 into minus 3 again 12. So no problem. That means x equal to, it can be 3, it can be 4, it can be minus 3, it can be minus, it can be 3, it can be 4, it can be minus 3, it can be minus 4. That means it has 4 choices. On the same way, think once for y. What will be the solutions for y? You will get the same answer, but you think once. That is option C is the answer for your question number 7. Okay, students. Now let us go for your nature of roots. So how the roots are going to be in different stages, that particular thing let us study in this particular session. Clear? Okay, here if ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0 is your given quadratic equation where a, b and c are going to be the real roots. That means a comma b and c are going to belongs to real number set. Are you getting my point? The given thing is algebraic equation where a, b and c are the real numbers, and this is quadratic equation because it has the degree 2. Now the discriminant of this d will be b square minus 4ac. Clear? So this is important. Discriminant for ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. The discriminant is b square minus 4ac. This is b 4ac. Clear, students? Okay. If this is your discriminant, first thing, if d is greater than 0, are you getting my point? If discriminant is greater than 0, then roots are real and distinct. Roots are real and distinct. That means the roots are going to be from the real number set and they are not going to be equal. They are going to be distinct. If x is 1, other x will be 2. If x is 3, other x can be minus 3. Like that. It will be distinct. Second one. If d is lesser than 0, if d is lesser than 0, roots are complex numbers. Roots are going to be complex numbers if the discriminant is lesser than 0, because if the discriminant is going to be lesser than 0, from this formula, that is x equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a, from that particular formula, here you are having the negative under the root. If the negative comes with the square root, it is going to give us a complex number. For that reason, if the discriminant is lesser than 0, then you are definitely going to have the complex roots. I think you are getting what I am saying. If d is greater than 0, real roots and they are distinct. If d is less than 0, the roots are going to be complex numbers, because from Sridharacharya formula we know that minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a, we are going to have the negative number under the root. We are going to have negative number under the root. With the Sridharacharya formula, we can say that this particular equation with d lesser than 0 is going to have the complex roots. Clear? Okay. Next, third one. If d equal to 0, roots are real and equal. Clear, students? If d equal to 0, roots are going to be equal and they are going to be real numbers. They are going to be real numbers, because if d equal to 0, you are going to have discriminant as 0, then the roots are going to be real numbers and they are going to be equal. Clear? So the roots are equal and real if the discriminant is 0. Next, fourth one. If d is perfect square, if the d is perfect square, for example, square root of 4, 2, square root of 36, 6, square root of 49, 7, like that. Clear? So on that type, if the D is perfect square, then roots are rational. Then the roots are rational. Clear? Okay. If D is perfect square, the roots are rational. Now you may get one doubt. What about if they are not perfect square? What you are going to have? Clear? If the D is not perfect square, if D is not perfect square, if the D is not perfect square, then roots are irrational. Then the roots are irrational. I think you got what I am explaining. If the roots are perfect square, they are rational. If the roots are not perfect square, they are irrational numbers. Clear, students? Next, please remember sixth one, that is P plus IQ is one of the root, then P minus IQ will be also the root. Please remember, if P plus IQ, that is complex number, is your root, means P minus IQ also will be the root of your particular number. Or you can write it as P plus root Q or and P minus root Q. Both are going to be your roots for your quadratic equation. If you take P plus root Q, then you are going to have this as sixth point. P plus Q is if your root, then P minus root Q are also going to be your root. Whenever root Q and root Q are the irrationals, from this we know that discriminant is greater than 0, roots are real and distinct. If D is lesser than 0, roots are complex. If D equal to 0, roots are real and equal. If D is perfect square, your roots are rational. If D is not perfect square, your roots are irrational. Next point, if this is your one of the root, this will be the other root. Clear? From this, you can study the nature of ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0 with Sridharacharya formula, that is x equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. Clear? This must be perfect for each and every student. Okay.